Welcome back to another episode with me, your host, Reshma. Gosh, I always say this, but it's been a hot minute since I last did mine. I want to get so much better at YouTubing, podcasting, so popping this on Spotify I think would be really good. But I just wanted to update you all on my bulking journey. And if you go onto my YouTube page in the last 3, 4, 5 years, I've done a lot of videos on bulking, but this is my, gosh, I don't know how many, third, fourth year that I've been trying to bulk, build muscle. And I just wanted to update, I guess, on that really, and update you all on how that bulking journey's gone. And I think it's really important to say that with every year that goes on, I learn something new about myself, about the bulking journey, which is great because I advise all my clients everything I tell them to do, everything that, the methods that we follow is everything I've done myself. So it just really helps me kind of get into their mindset and bubble as well. Now, firstly, last year, before I prepped my photo shoot, I was very lean. I was 50, maybe 53 kilograms. I've always been quite I want to say, light girl. I'm 5'4", and I've never weighed too much anyway. But I got really lean. I got some nice lean core. I got some abs. Things were great for my photo shoot, right? I had a lot of muscle definition, which was great. But and also last year I had a lot of beachy bikini swimwear holidays, right? So it made sense to be a little bit lean for those. This year's been a bit different because I don't have any beach holidays apart from January. Since then, I only have now city type of holidays. So I was like, you know what, this is the first time actually that I can go all in on a bulk. And I know that the best version of me out there is heavier than I am now. I know she eats more. I know she has more muscle mass. And that is the dream. As a South Asian woman, as someone who comes from, I guess, a genetical background where I've always been very skinny, I've always struggled putting on weight and muscle, it's very hard for me to sometimes imagine myself. And sometimes I'll look at other ladies online, other like influencers, gym influencers, and I'd be like, oh my God, I want legs like her, I want muscle like her. But actually, I've got to remember these women are Caucasian women, they're Black women, they're Latina women. We have very different genetics, right? We have very different backgrounds. And so it's something that you have to always take on the chin. But I know I can be bigger. I know I can be better. I know women out there that have, obviously done it as well. It is possible. And that's what I do. I help women do it. And I've come a long way and I've changed my body a lot. So again, I know that it works. Um, so now I weighed myself yesterday and it was in stone, working kilograms. So I think when I converted it, I was about 60 kilograms, which bear in mind, this was after breakfast and lunch. So, and after a gym pump. And also I just came back from Rome. So it could be a lot of water weight, water retention. I ate a lot of carbs and sweet treats out there rather than veggies, fruits, and all of that stuff all the time. There wasn't a lot of protein. But also, I did accumulate over 68,000 steps in 4 days. So I was walking a lot, which actually scares me sometimes because I always end up losing weight and losing muscle mass after doing a bloody trek. But actually, we've hit our goal. And it's funny because I don't want to stop. I hit some really amazing PBs before I went on my holiday. And last year, I was only squatting about 50, 55 kilograms. That's what I was doing, and it felt really heavy. Now, before I went on my trip, maybe last week, the week before, I managed to do 70 kilograms with 7 reps. It did kill me. My partner had to spot me, but I did 7 reps. I literally thought I would only be able to do 1 or 2. So I'm getting stronger. That's one of the best progress indicators. I'm seeing muscle definition. Even the clothes that I wore on holiday, my glutes, my legs look so much more different. Although my belly was so much more. I'm used to seeing myself very lean. So sometimes that's a bit of a shock in the system. But that's what happens. Part of the parcel is you will gain a little bit of fat here and there. It's a bit delusional for people to say, I want to build, I want to get really strong, I want to bulk, I want to build loads of muscle while keeping my belly really flat. It's a very, very hard, long, slow process when you are trying to do that. And it is possible, through kind of body recomp, through increasing your calories slightly, perhaps more towards a maintenance than a massive calorie surplus. But it's much slower. And for me, not that I'm looking for fast results, but I want to build muscle properly. I want to do it to maximal efficiency. And I know that I need to be not eating slightly, into maintenance, but way into a surplus. And also pushing myself when it comes to the gym. There's no point in eating in a surplus if you are not going to use those surplus calories in the gym to help tear your muscles and help you with recovery. There is no point. What are those extra calories doing for you, right? So they work very hand in hand together. I think some people still forget the strong bond between nutrition and workouts, weight training. They work very well hand in hand. Being really good at one thing rather than the other is not a bad thing either. It's hard to be perfect and do everything, but they work very well hand in hand. And again, it's similar to if you're trying to lose some fat, you're eating in a deficit, amazing, but you haven't been to the gym in 2-3 weeks. Well, you're just going to become skinny. You're just going to lose the weight. You're going to lose the fat. But then what? So they work really well hand in hand. The biggest tips I can give if you want to really build muscle is mentally get rid of that thought in your head of being afraid of gaining weight, gaining a bit of fat. You can't pick and choose. You can't pick and choose that you want a big booty, big legs, but you don't want fat here. You don't want the weighing scale to go up. You can't. And if you are thinking like that, you're stuck, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is you have to eat a lot, and it's not good enough to, I guess, not do that and not change that. You have to eat more. And that doesn't mean eating more calories and bigger meals. I hate eating huge meals. I like eating more meals throughout the day. And if you can do that, it might just mean the difference between today and tomorrow could be you adding in an extra snack at bedtime before lunch and dinner. That could be the difference between you being in a maintenance or a deficit to, slightly higher calories. And that could really start changing things for you. And those are my two main tips when it comes to nutrition. My third tip, which is a little bit exercise focused, is, well, if you're not doing this, you need to be getting into the weight room. I don't care if you're anxious. I don't care if you don't know what to do. You have to get into it. Use a coach, use a plan, use a mentor, get on a proper program that progresses you and go all in. You will learn on the job. That's the best thing to do. I always say, start messy, but just start. It's better than starting perfectly, right? And some people sit there for ages wondering, I need the perfect plan. I need to write a plan. Oh, I need to go to the gym with a PT, with my friend. Just go. Just close your eyes and go. You're going to feel anxious. You're going to feel scared. But being out your comfort zone is where the magic happens, right? We all know that kind of metaphor. So start in the weight room. If you are already going to the gym, but again, you're struggling with seeing muscle, you're probably not pushing to your potential and you're probably not eating enough to help you with that energy and that effort. If you're not eating enough, it's very hard to hit PBs, push yourself. Although it's possible, you might find it a little bit more lethargic, a little bit more tired. So make sure you are pushing yourself. Not every session has to be pushing yourself to the max and perfect, but you have to have a lot more good quality sessions than mediocre quality sessions. So that's kind of my tips for the biggest bulk. The pros for me in my bulk journey have definitely been the glute and the leg gains, which was the dream. Even things like my shoulders and my arms and my upper body look amazing. Getting stronger as well. Do you know how great it feels finally scraping through the 70-kilogram barrier? And of course, gaining my dream weight, which for me always took so long. I used to be 49 kilograms, I think 2018, when I kind of fully came back from a trip, started to gain weight, started to focus on that kind of stuff. And the most I got to, I think, was about 57, 58 before I stopped. So gaining to 60 kilograms is amazing. The negatives, however, is seeing your body change, right? Seeing your belly, especially in summer, getting a little bit fatter. I wore, a few dresses on the trip, and even in the morning when I woke up, my belly's not flat in the morning anymore. And last year, it was very, very lean. So I would definitely miss that part, but I think I still want to get bigger. I still want to build. I know what I need to do to build. I know what I need to do to lose fat. So I'm not worried about that part at all. So I'm going to continue with my build and bulk a little bit more. I want to gain maybe a couple more kilograms. And then I'm going to do a really, really good, nice cut. I might even book a photo shoot. So yeah, that's kind of a whirlwind tour of my journey, but also why strength training, why building muscle is so important, especially for South Asian women. But a little bit about my journey as a South Asian woman, trying to build muscle, trying to bulk, coming from a very skinny background. But it's funny because even coming from a skinny background, as us women age, as us South Asian women as well, we put on a lot of fat on our stomach. So that's the only place, I hold fat. And most of us South Asian women, most ladies I coach, similar vibe as well, right? So I'm almost 30. I'm 30 this year. My body doing this bulk now is very different and it's scary. But if I can do it and I'm pushing through that mindset barrier, you can do it too. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, this podcast, whatever you want to call it. If you are struggling with your own journey, whether it's fat loss or building muscle, gaining strength, then reach out to me, drop me a DM, and we can have a little chat.